the detail, the accuracy is very unique. Even the most affordable model has the same power, same app, same DSP.
So Erik, we're here at Hi-Fi Show Live in Ascot with Perlisten. Thanks for your time today. I just wondered if you could just tell our viewers and our followers a bit more about Perlisten as a whole, as a brand.
Yeah, and so we're a new brand about almost 5 years now, but we're all 25-year vets. So we're all engineers as a basis, and that's really what our core beliefs are, is in engineering. And that's truly what we believe in, is just using as much engineering principles as possible to get us that head start. And then we have our own little, black art and little tweaks and things that we do that we think are extra special to make our products a little bit better.
And speaking of those reviews, we reviewed the R5 Team Speaker a while ago, and looking at what you're showcasing here, you can see that Perlisten DNA running through them. If you look at any of your speakers from across the room, you know they're Perlisten. I just wanted you to perhaps summarise some of the hallmarks that we can see here, and also perhaps talk about the sub that you're demoing today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like you said, our core technology is the same. We believe in a flat frequency response, meaning we're not elevating high frequencies to sound good in a demo room. When the customer gets home, it sounds, they listen to song 4, 5, or maybe number 10, and it's a very different sound than what they experience. We control the vertical directivity, and you could do that along the length of an array. And when people first hear you're controlling directivity, they might say, oh, if I move my head, imaging's going to go away, or something like that. Well, that's not the case. Plus or minus 25 degrees when you're sitting 8, 10 to 15 feet back is floor to ceiling. And so the basis of this technology is really about, like I said, the DPC. It starts with 3 drivers.
In the high frequency.
In the high frequency range. So what's very unique is this plays all the way down to 1 kilohertz. So 0.3 grams of moving mass of each driver, compared to what typically would be used a 4, 5, 6, 7-inch driver, which has 5, 10, 15, 20 grams of moving mass. So reproducing down to 1 kilohertz with 0.3 grams is stop, start. The detail, the accuracy is very unique.
Well, thank you. Thanks for taking time to talk us through the detail and the thinking behind it. I've also noticed you've got a very impressive, a stereo pair here of subs. Could you just give us a very quick synopsis of what you're playing here and what these are, what's gone into them?
This is the D series, D15S, so we got a pair of them in this room. Our flagship subwoofer line is the D series. So we've got some push-pull technology, dual woofers. This is actually just a single woofer.
That's 15-inch.
15-inch sealed. We really believe in sealed for transient, accurate, good response, and actually room gain. So you get the advantage of a little more low frequency extension, plus better balance and blending in. And that's really important to having a great system, and offers more advantages because not always can the speakers be in the perfect position for both of those scenarios. Throughout all of our subwoofer line, they're exactly the same. We have an app that controls them. You can control up to 8 subwoofers at one time. And the master volume controls them as a .1, so as a whole system. So you move the volume up, they all move in unison. So one song maybe like a little bit more bass on than another one. You can tweak it very easily. Each one has 30 PEQs and 3 bands of 10. So you could have a home theater setting. We have quite a few people in the industry who have dual systems, right? It is a AV system, and it is also a 2-channel stereo system. So you could take one band and saying that's my settings for movies, and another band you just pop it on and saying that's my 2-channel settings. And 10 PEQs in each one of those. So it's a lot of power to tweak and tune the system. We don't degrade that app, that power, or our DSP in any of the models. So even the most affordable model has the same power, same app, same DSP. And another thing, if this follows throughout the speaker line and the subwoofer line, we truly believe in scaling SPL. So like I said, same flat frequency response targets for our speakers. If you need more output, you can step up on a model. And subwoofers are the exact same way. We don't degrade the frequency response. So our little 8 or our 10 or our 12, doesn't matter. We'll play subsonically as best as it can. So if you have maybe 4 small subwoofers in a room because you don't want visual impact, or maybe you want more even response, or if you want a little more affordability, you can choose any subwoofer and saying, I listen at 82 dB to Canon shots. Well, do I need to buy a $10,000 subwoofer to do that in our product line, our flagship speaker? No, you can do in our series, you can do 2 10s, 4 10s, whatever, but they still have the same extension. So frequency response is the same. It's about scaling that SPL. I really love subsonic, so maybe that'll dictate which model I choose. Or I'm really about more sound quality. I'll choose which model I think is a little bit better. But they all have the same frequency response. And it gives you many options. Sometimes too many options. People are like, well, which one should I buy? But that is better than saying you want subsonic content for movies, you have to buy the flagship. So we don't think that's fair. It's a very different aspect about designing.
And it goes back to what we were saying right at the beginning, where it's about retaining the quality throughout, but just offering versatility across the range.
Yep.
Eric, thank you very much.
Nope, thanks. And great to spend some time with you.